Welcome back and happy Thursday to you. We've got. I don't want to cause panic or excitement, but we've got a better shot at a somewhat white Christmas than we did just days ago, and we'll talk about that tonight. Cold air is in your forecast. A good chance of some snow, certainly before Christmas. Will it stick around, or maybe we will see a little lingering flake or two? Possible. Some snow before, likely. I'll tell you about the changes in your 7-day in just a few moments. A lot of news tonight, including some wonderful giving at the Montgomery County High School, where we'll talk with a couple of students. One who was assisted by some friends, and helping make Christmas a little extra special for some kids who lost, a lot of them lost everything in the flooding, of course, that we saw back months ago in eastern Kentucky, and a host of other news and information that we need to go ahead and jump right to before I run out of time. Heads up, there is a traffic change on the Mountain Parkway that everyone traveling needs to be aware of. It will go into effect tomorrow. This is because, of course, of ongoing construction to widen the Mountain Parkway here in Montgomery County, 8 miles west of Sayersville. That's specifically between the 64 and 66 mile markers in particular. They're going to shift traffic for a short stretch to allow for bridge work to take place. So temporary delays and flaggers will be on site starting in the morning. So please slow down as always through any of that stretch of roadway until it's completely done, because you just never know when they're going to be out there working on improving, of course, the Mountain Parkway, as they have been for quite some time. As far as how long that is expected to last, that was not mentioned, but just, like I said, use a little extra caution tomorrow. Let's go to the governor first before we get to our local headlines tonight. A couple of things we'll pull from his Team Kentucky update today. He spoke of our juvenile justice system in the Commonwealth, as he has now for a number of weeks. He also spoke about the Kentucky Supreme Court decision just today, ruling that a controversial school choice bill is indeed unconstitutional, siding with the lower court's ruling. House Bill 563 was established and written to create a tax credit scholarship fund, essentially in the Commonwealth, where parents who chose to send their children to charter schools or non-public schools could essentially dollar for dollar put money into that fund and use it for that purpose. It was a way, says the governor, by those who wrote this bill and supported it in our legislature, to circumvent the system.
This was an attempt to send state tax dollars to non-public schools. They've tried to do that in the past directly, which would be just part of the budget that could send money to, say, private or charter schools. That's not legal. And what the Supreme Court said today is you can't try to do it indirectly either. So the General Assembly, knowing that they couldn't send dollars to private or charter schools, tried to give people a direct dollar-for-dollar tax credit off their income tax for doing so. And what the Supreme Court said is that's the same thing. You cannot end run around this prohibition, because Section 184 of Kentucky's Constitution, something I talked about as Attorney General and challenging these laws in sense, basically says public dollars can only go to public schools, period. It is that simple. And it would take a vote of the people, a statewide ballot question or constitutional amendment, to change that. So this argument, this issue, ought to be done, right? We can't send public dollars directly or indirectly to private or charter schools, nor should anyone try. The answer? Let's work together to improve our public school systems. Let's provide it funding. Let's provide that raise so we can get enough teachers in the classroom. Now let's invest in technology and social emotional learning the way that we need to.
The governor also today addressed ongoing changes to Kentucky's juvenile justice system. Last week, Beshear said that the existing regional model system is outdated by decades and is hindering the ability of the Department of Juvenile Justice to ensure the safety of both those who work there and the youth who are housed there or kept for an undetermined amount of time. While today the governor announced a new system where the Department of Juvenile Justice will operate 3 high-security detention centers for male juveniles 14 and older who have been charged with offenses indicating a higher potential for violent, disruptive behavior, as well as facilities for those facing lesser crimes or charges.
48% of all the juveniles in a DJJ facility are a C-level felony and up. A C-level felony is a very significant crime. And you even looked at 11 out of 171. What is that, about 8%? Are in for capital murder, at least the charges that they have been charged with. Put simply, the population we serve now is significantly more violent, and for many, don't see themselves getting out of a facility like this. In fact, see a future where they are transferred once they come of age to most likely a state prison or a jail. And what we have seen with this population is disruption, is the knowledge that our people do not have the tools that say our system of corrections does, a knowledge that our facilities weren't built to house this type of population. And we see, not on a daily basis, but far too frequently, disruption, riot, and other issues that not only put our people and other juveniles in harm's way, but they prevent services and visits from being conducted.
As a result, Bashir says that male juveniles 14 and older who have been charged with a violent or serious offense will be housed at 3 separate regional detention centers in Adair, Fayette, and Warren counties. Male juveniles younger than 14 who have been charged with a lower level offense, Class D felony or lesser, will be housed in Boyd, Breathitt, Jefferson, or McCracken juvenile detention centers, and male juveniles 14 or older charged with a Class D felony involving unusual violence might be assigned to a high-security facility. The target date for all of this to happen? This coming January, next month. This, of course, following the announcement just weeks ago of Kentucky's first ever female-only detention center in Campbell County. A brief update on COVID tonight, and it's not a good one. And I've been reading similar reports all day long, just trying to ascertain the latest. But scientists, indeed, after many studies, are warning that the Omicron subvariants of COVID, well, the ones out there now named, if you will, BQ1, BQ1.1, XBB, and XBB.1, well, they're the latest, and that they appear to avoid and hide from, if you will, someone's immune system, and that medical treatments for the virus as well are not effective on these variants by and large. The findings issued today in the report, I think it was in Fortune where I read the most credible one, all of which were actually, show that the neutralization of those 4 variants was and I think they actually used markedly impaired, even when antibodies derived from the new bivalent vaccines were used. So, in people who had been boosted with the new bivalent vaccine, the one most recently out, antibodies were almost 25 times lower against one, 41 against another, 66 against another, 85 times lower against one, compared to their response level against the original strain of COVID. Researchers also found that those clinical monoclonal antibodies, which were a wonderful treatment by and large, and then, of course, really didn't have much effect against Omicron, that they, too, were just essentially inactive and useless against these variants. And this, of course, is why COVID cases have been rising drastically in weeks, almost 50% across the nation in the week ending December the 7th, and the rise in cases as well as the increase in infections in the coming winter months is expected to continue. Hospitalizations are also on the rise. I'll be right back.
From Dustin, Megan, Michelle, Robin, Jessica, Keisha, and Diane, and myself, Jesse Rudd, owner and pharmacist at Parkway Pharmacy, we would like to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. May God bless.
The Appalachian Wireless Holiday Sale is going on now. Appalachian Wireless has a holiday sale that will make everyone's holiday merry and bright. From now till the end of the year, visit us in store or reserve online for an unbelievable sale on all the hottest devices. Deals like the iPhone 14 for just $99.99 or the iPhone 12 for just 1 cent. We know what you want for the holidays because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Ratliff & Ratliff Family Dentistry, locally and family owned since 1969, is now proudly providing treatment for headaches, jaw and muscle pain. They offer trigger point therapy along with Botox to effectively treat and reduce symptoms of TMJ pain. And Dr. Beth Ann, member of the American Academy of Facial Aesthetics, also offers Botox therapy and dermal fillers for all of your cosmetic needs. Call 349-2812 to schedule an appointment and allow their highly trained and friendly staff to take care of all your dental and cosmetic needs. And give them the gift they really want or yourself, gift certificates for Botox and cosmetic services from Ratliff & Ratliff. Santa's coming, and he's bringing tires and wheels, and he knows just where to get them. Conley Tire in Staffordsville next to Foothills and ConleyTire.net. Come in or click and save $100, even $200 on a new set of Goodyears and other big discounts on all the big names. They've got wheels, tires, lift kits, and all the service and repairs you need, and 6 months no interest is perfect for the holidays. Conley Tire in Staffordsville.
I'm Bill Tinker. I've spent the past 19 years defending insurance companies in car crashes, truck crashes, and slip and falls. Are you involved in a case like that? Is the insurance company giving you the runaround about your medical bills, your benefits, or your lost wages? Contact me at McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
The new Sagersville Loan Company at the branch location of the Sagersville National Bank is where you can get short-term loans from $50,000 to $15,000, often in less than an hour, any time of the year. But if you stop in any time before December the 29th and just simply register, you could be the one to win the $100 gift card given away on the 30th. Merry Christmas from the new Sagersville Loan Company. There's just no denying it. Some things you crave all year long, but some of those things you crave even more when the leaves start to change and fall and there's a chill in the air. And our famous fresh-baked chicken pot pies are at the very top of that list. They're a warm, tasty, delicious snack or a meal in its own perfect little box at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe.
A Paintsville police officer was stabbed just days ago after responding to a complaint at a Paintsville area of business.
Paintsville police this week had to respond to a call at Ollie's Bargain Outlet. It was there that the store had called in a complaint about a man. This man, 31-year-old Justin Fields, inside under the influence and acting erratic once arriving. Paintsville police say they found Fields eating a bag of peanuts with slurred speech and other signs that he was under the influence. They also found that in that bag of peanuts, or wrapped up therein, he had a knife in his hand, and when the officer in question approached him, he stabbed him in the arm with that before he was tased and taken into custody, later admitting that the needle that was also found in his person was used to take the methamphetamine that he had, or crystal meth, just a few moments before the incident happened. He was charged with first-degree assault of a police officer fleeing and evading police, resisting arrest, public intoxication of drugs, theft by unlawful taking, disorderly conduct, menacing, and other charges.
Now back to some good news. I hope you were here for yesterday's report on the Harold Whitaker Middle School robotics team. If not, if you missed it, go to my YouTube channel. You can find it there. A great story on some great accomplishments and, of course, grand champions in their first ever Lego League competition, taking them on to the state and even hopefully from there to the world competition. We'll find out when they go to state on February the 4th. But I also spent a portion of yesterday talking with, again, Jerica Conley in this capacity, of course, the coordinator, if you will, I guess is the correct title for her, for our Gifted and Talented program here in McGoffin County. Yesterday it was the coach of the robotics team, today as Gifted and Talented, where she was just very proud of the hard work and efforts and the sincere caring of a few of her students about their community, one approaching her, asking to further their efforts in helping assist the youngest of the flooding victims from just months ago, Emily Bailey, who was assisted by fellow gifted and talented students Catherine Allen and Brittany Carty. Well, they've been taking up gifts and wrapping them, and tomorrow they'll be taking them to a fire department in a neighboring county to be distributed to some very wonderful little people.
I had a couple gifted and talented students reach out to me actually early in the semester about partnering with the Russo Fire Department and doing a toy drive for the flood victims. And I always talk about how with gifted and talented it's such a blessing to see these true leaders who are actually qualified. They're in for leadership and they're asking about how can they help? How can they do these big things that are like world-changing things? And when Emily messaged me, she was like, what can I do? Like, what do you need? How can I help? And I said, you do this. I said, all you have to do is you plan it, you get flyers out, and I will help you spread the word. So these girls have actually done it all by themselves, and they have raised so many toys already, and I'm just super proud of them. And they're wrapping today, they're wrapping tomorrow, and they have already raised so many. I mean, they're changing lives, and it's just a blessing to get to watch them and work with them.
Miss Emily Bailey tells us that she felt it on her heart to do just this, and that she, along with some wonderful gifted and talented elves, we'll say, Catherine Allen and Brittany Carty. Brittany Carty wasn't there when we were doing the interview, but nevertheless, we spoke with Emily and Catherine. Well, they've been working hard for the past few days and saw a lot of help from friends and family and their fellow student body to make it all happen.
We're students from the McGoffin County High School. We're with Gifted and Talented, and
we've partnered with the Russo Fire Department to do a toy drive for flood victims.
We've got gifts together, and we want to thank everyone for donating. We gave out supplies to the victims of the flood, and it was on my heart to do gifts to give out to the kids that were affected.
Tell me how you've gone about getting all these gifts.
We posted on Facebook and we made flyers advertising this toy drive, and we've asked our peers and members of the school to donate, and we wrapped these gifts today, and we're going to do some more wrapping here in a little while to give these kids a Christmas that they deserve. We came this morning and there was a tote full of toys, and we really just posted that flyer yesterday, but we came this morning, the tote was full of toys. It was just a blessing. It was just nice to know that we were helping somebody.
Yeah, how blessed we are with the people we're surrounded by every day.
A lot more to come. Right now, birthday announcement, I think, starts tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar.
Happy birthday, Dorothy Mae Howard. Happy 94th birthday to you. Love all your family and friends, cousins. It's a big, long list. More names on this than years that you are celebrating, Miss Dorothy Mae. Happy birthday to you. Don't forget, Monday, the next McGoffin County Community Blood Drive at the Sayersville First Baptist Church on Dixie Avenue. A great thing for the holidays. Get that super cool t-shirt just for donating and maybe saving someone's life. Very likely you will. kybloodcenter.org. Log on right now to get an appointment, or walk-ins are certainly welcome as well. But if you can get an appointment, 1 to 5 at the Sayersville First Baptist Church. We always have a great showing for the blood drives here. We like to keep that going, especially during the holidays when it's needed so much more desperately. Candy Cane Lane. I guess I was said it maybe the last time, but I didn't left it on there. I think everyone knows by now, but if you haven't been there, go by and see it. It's a wonderful sight at the Gardner Farm at the top of the Ivy Point Hill every night, 4 to 10. Just please watch your step and stay on the gravel path and look for Santa's mailbox. Maybe even Santa. Just saying, it's possible. It's possible. It's always possible to get your announcement, birthdays, and anniversaries too on the program. It doesn't cost anything. Just send them to me, and I will most definitely pass them along to everyone out there. Going on to obituaries, services will begin tomorrow afternoon at 1 for 77-year-old Patty Jean Cole of Sayersville. She passed away Tuesday at the Highlands ARH, survived by her sons Gregory Paul and Stephen Cole, daughters Rhonda Lynn Franks and Angela Reed, brothers Clyde, David, Philip, and Daniel Mullins, and sister Zenith Camper, and 8 grandkids, 15 great-grandchildren. Private graveside services tomorrow at 11 from the Cole Family Cemetery. Services are coming up this Saturday. A visitation service in Lexington at Millward Southland for 63-year-old Ann Breckenridge Thompson Taylor of Clark County, a former member of the board of directors of the Sagersville National Bank, survived by her mother Charlotte Thompson, her son Morgan Taylor, granddaughter Kayla Taylor, her sister Laura Thompson, her sister Maureen Thompson Bizdek, and host of family. She was preceded in death by her father Thomas Thompson and stepfather Robert Salyer. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions can be made to the Lexington Humane Society in her name. A remembrance in Sagersville will be set at a later time. Melivet Trusty, 74, Sagersville, passed away Tuesday, survived by her husband Blaine, 3 daughters, Peggy Wright, Karina Middleton, and Treva Trusty, brothers Roy Holbrook, Clarence Bailey, and Manuel Bub Spencer, sisters Imogene Stone, Wanda Christian, Cutis Clemens, Patty Cole, and 4 grandkids and 3 great-grandchildren. Graveside services will be held in the Bradley Hill Cemetery this Sunday at 1 o'clock. And lastly, services have now been set for 75-year-old Archie Cantrell of Sagersville. He passed away Tuesday, the son of the late Mitchell and Maxie Colvin Cantrell. He's survived by his wife, Sarah, son Archie J. Cantrell, daughters Teresa Lynn Cantrell Stapleton, Lisa Carol Cantrell Willis, daughter-in-law Sylvia Cantrell, brother Ira, sister Dora Mae Cantrell, 6 grandkids and 3 great-grandchildren. Services 1 o'clock Sunday from the Head of Coon Church. Friends can visit the church Friday and Saturday for visitation. The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown Good Neighbor Pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sagersville, Fraser's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
It's no surprise the Christmas season has arrived at the Seasonal Shop. It is your one-stop shop for decor, gifts, apparel, and so much more. New arrivals hitting the floor every day in all areas of the store. So whether you're going to a holiday party or school or a work day, they have you covered. Beautiful coats, dresses, and sweaters that are perfect for these colder temperatures. And they've got a large selection of fun Christmas shirts and sweatshirts and the accessories, of course, that you need to match. New Doodles by Rebecca Toppers are in stock with added bows for a little more custom look. And if it's gifts you're looking for, they have something for everyone. Kentucky Mountain coffees, festive mugs, and many sweet add-ons. And dips and cheese ball mixes make the perfect hostess or teacher gift. So come in soon and let the ladies at the shop help you check off your gift list. That's Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville. There where every day starts, it's made and it ends. From hitting the floor to hitting the road and back, your feet carry the day's duties. And if you're hurting from what might be a work or sports or stress-related fracture you don't even know about, diabetic, or that all too often heel pain that just won't go away, or any type of pain or discomfort or in need of wound care, come to where they care.
Put your best foot forward and come visit our podiatry team. We care about our patients and their feet.
That's Dr. Cheney and her team at Hope Family Podiatry Center next to Hope Family Pediatrics on the Mountain Parkway. Banking from home or on the go has never been easier and will forever be an important and necessary part of life. And Sagersville National has been and will always be at the forefront of meeting and exceeding your financial needs and giving you the safest and most worry-free online and mobile banking so you can worry about the important things, like what's for dinner. They're there when you need them at the main and branch locations of the Sagersville National Bank.
Well, I guess that's going to leave us with your weather forecast, and it's getting more interesting by the day. We're just going to have to wait and watch and see. I mean, nothing new there. We're talking about the weather. However, as I said earlier, the chances of somewhat, at least, of a white Christmas have increased, and certainly seeing some snow between now and the big holiday of the year, well, that's quite likely even.
It's all way too far out to talk about any or even look at any radar activity. We're going to see sunshine for the next several days. Colder air, but sunshine. But man, do things get interesting here towards the end of your 7-day. Tonight, 34 degrees will maybe be accompanied by maybe a few sprinkles, a few flurries late tonight. I think more so on the sprinkle side if we see any precipitation left out of this system, which I think is pretty much gone, down to 20% chance if we see anything at all. Southwesterly winds up to 18 miles per hour at times. I think we'll just see pretty much, like I said, dry conditions for the rest of the overnight. Tomorrow, but there is still a chance of a flurry or a sprinkle by 7 or so in the morning lingering around, just to say it was. But partly sunny, 42 tomorrow. Winds, you will notice, out of the southwest, 6 to 20 miles per hour or so. 42 and 29, your high and your low. Weekend ahead, last weekend before the Christmas weekend. 38, partly sunny, still windy this Saturday. Winds up to 20, 23 miles per hour. Sunday, colder still, 34. We're going to be in the teens again, haven't been for a while. More sunshine, though, mostly sunny, mostly clear. So we're going to be sitting pretty sunshine-wise for the next several days, all the way through your weekend. But it's going to be cold and windy for some of those days. And we start off next week on the same note. 38, mostly sunny. 24 Monday. Tuesday, 43, partly sunny. Low 20s again. Wednesday, well, that will be the day of change. That's the day, and most certainly Thursday, we'll be focusing on for a while. Because next Wednesday we have partly sunny skies in the upper 30s, but we also have Wednesday night, right now, 40% chance of some snow showers and a very good shot of some snow activity, maybe enough to put a little blanket on everything. Thursday with a daytime high of 33. Is there enough to carry on some flakes further and closer to Christmas and they're in? It's a possibility.
That's it. That's my time for tonight. I've got one more day this week to see you, and I certainly look forward to it, as I hope you do as well. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and see you then.